What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to TV and me. I'm of course Kevin, and it's time again for the Walking Dead weekend.
My dad killed your dad, but you need to know something. Your dad was an asshole.
Talk about diffusing the situation. That probably weren't the best choice of words.
It's trying more.
Oh shit. Where's Sam? No. No, no, no.
Shoot me!
Fuck me.
I'm sorry.
I wrote something for Spencer, for Maggie.
I'll make sure they get him.
Will you look out for him?
I will.
Will you look out for him like you look out for your people? They're all your people, Rick. They are.
We haven't had a chance to make it that.
But that's how it is. I didn't run over to help you out there because I like you. Or because I think you're a good man, a good father. Or that you can grow one hell of a beard. I ran over to help because you are one of us.
Do you think this place is over? No? I think we gotta earn it, all of us. Whether it's waiting, knowing if everyone's safe, dealing with that, or fighting them. A place like this has gotta have a price, right?
We haven't paid it already.
Apparently not. Hey, we're here. So what are we gonna do, gorgeous?
Let me get in there. See what's happening on the other side.
Lockpicking is within my skill set.
Oh shit. Does that garage lead to the
right?
building the wolves in?
Carol?
Fuck. What is she doing? She's playing ninja again.
Get the hell away from him.
He's tied up.
I said get away from him.
I had a feeling this was gonna fucking happen.
This could have waited. It should have.
We're gonna need bed sheets. Enough for everyone.
Bed sheets for what?
We all go to the armory.
How?
We're gonna gut these things. Cover ourselves with the insides. It'll mask our smell, make them think we're like them. We stay calm. We don't draw attention. We can move right through them.
They're in the house. They're making noise. More are coming.
Anyone who stays here is gonna die.
What about Deanna?
Welcome to life beyond the wall.
You don't need the knife. We can talk.
No. This is over.
We can be better than them.
We are better than...
Not if we kill. With life, there's possibility. Even if we never let him out.
I'd get out.
Even if we never let him out, he could know what he's done. He could know.
I don't want to have to kill you, Morgan.
You won't. You can't. I won't let you.
They're getting in. The rest of us,
We're gonna have to go. If you want me to, I'll...
No. Not ready. I will be. And when I am, I'll do it myself. It's my life. Start to finish. To Lord TV Protivit Oli.
What does it mean?
Someday this pain will be useful to you.
Michonne, don't stop.
They need you. What do you want? Now you figure it out.
I will.
Good. Give them hell.
We aren't safe here anymore. Okay, we need to do this so that we can be safe out there. We need to look like the monsters.
No, please.
Yes,
No.
honey, we have to go. Honey, just pretend you're brave.
We'll kill you to kill him, because I don't want anyone else to die.
You should kill me. But you're all going to die.
Step aside. I'm not asking you again.
I'll get Judith.
Rick, I'm not gonna give up out there. I will not turn back, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I know.
Don't kill them. You said they were already dead. You said I was. You don't need to kill us. Just let us die.
You are so full of shit!
You're what I like about people.
Tara.
I forgot they were coming through.
Just be still. Lower the guns.
You don't need her.
No. I don't. Back. Back.
Fucking Morgan, man.
You're not gonna make it out there.
We'll see.
Oh, please don't say Judith is gonna cry halfway through the fucking walk or something. Talk about a walker alarm, that would just be fucking mayhem. Oh, give me one little bit of hope. Come on. Gonna waste all the fucking bullets. No. 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 Oh my fucking god. So there we have it, episode 8, the mid-season finale, and I've actually got to start this review off by saying that wasn't nearly as bad as I had feared. I honestly got myself all G'd up and worried that quite a few characters were going to die because, you know, we've been waiting for this for a long time, or I have, you know. I've always known that eventually Alexandria would fall, things would go wrong, because that's just the story arc of The Walking Dead. You know, it's moving from place to place, it's them being nomads, you know, and just trying to survive. And with the falling of Alexandria and how, like, comfortable they've been, I expected more people to die. And that's actually not to say that more people won't die, because we're not out the woods yet. It's just that because this was the mid-season finale, I expected a lot more death. I mean, we did have Deanna die, of course, who, you know, is a character I've grown to respect over the episodes. I mean, at first, she always came across as a nice person, don't get me wrong, but you could see she had the mentality of someone before, you know, the zombie apocalypse. She was still that, I think she was a congresswoman, weren't she? She was still that congresswoman. She was still thinking about the world before all this happened, and maybe she wasn't implementing some of the rules that they should have had. And, you know, she is a woman now, especially now I've got to know her better, and now she's had time with Rick. She's a woman I've grown to respect a lot, and you could see in these last few episodes that she was adapting, she was becoming aware of, you know, the changes that needed to be made. But just as that happened, and actually I think it was foreshadowed a bit, and if you'd asked me who would I think would die, you know, previous to this episode with them all coming in, I would have said Deanna, mainly because it seemed like they foreshadowed with her handing over that map to Michonne, almost like she was handing over her last will and testament, you know, what she wanted to happen. And, you know, it's a shame to see her go. I would have liked to have seen her stay in it for longer because, again, she's a character I feel like was adapting to the world. I also really enjoyed the speech she gave at the end there to Michonne, saying that, you know, you've got to think of the future, you've got to have goals, you just can't live day to day. If you do that, you're just going through the motions. You've got to have some sort of plan. You've got to plan ahead, you've got to think of the future, you've got to always be trying to create something more than just surviving. And I think that's a worthwhile lesson, you know. And I think Michonne is the one to learn it, because we've seen from her, especially in this season, especially anyway, that she is the one willing to take in this new life. Even though it was completely different at Woodbury, it seemed like she was the one rejecting the city, whereas in Alexandria, she was the one embracing it, trying to get everyone to come together and, you know, just try it out, try and live, try and survive, and try and just move forward and have a life. And Deanna's words to her, I think, will have benefits to her in the future. Same goes with her words to Rick, actually, and telling him, and what basically Tara and Michonne told Rick earlier on, or in the previous episode, that, you know, the Alexandrians are pretty much now Rick's people. He needs to accept that, and he needs to start looking after him and bring him in. Even though, you know, he may see him as weak, you know, and we've talked about it before with good reason, but there's got to be a time when he realises that these people are putting their life on the line for him, so he should put his life on the line for them and take them under his wing. And I think he will now. Now Deanna's got bit, you know, and she died. I'm guessing she died in this episode, even though she was shooting at the walkers at the end there. And she seemingly wasted all the bullets, because she only had a revolver, and I think they only hold 5 or 6 bullets. So maybe she wasted them all, and she's going to get bit and turn. She didn't have the guts to kill herself in the end. But I guess if we see a Deanna wandering down the street, I'll get my answer. I guess I should touch on that final scene as well. I was right there being a cliffhanger, and no wonder you guys and girls wanted me to watch episodes 8 and 9 back to back, because I can't even imagine waiting 2 months after that. Poor Sam. You know, he's very confused. We saw at the beginning of this episode where he was drawing a picture of basically what Carol threatened him with. You know, him tied to the tree, surrounded by the monsters. And he's young, he's been sheltered. And to have all this thrown at him, you know, his dad dying, Carol threatening him, you know, threatening his life, telling him about the monsters, him witnessing the wolves murdering people, now all the walkers streaming in, and then him having to walk through the walkers covered in something's guts and blood. This poor kid must be so confused and scared, and the wonder when he's surrounded he's calling out to his mum. Now, it's silly, we know that, but to him, he's just a frightened child. And I guess, you know, the reason they left the episode there is because someone is going to suffer because of that. Whether it's the kid himself, because he's the one drawing the attention, maybe Sam will get bit. Or whether it's someone around Sam, you know, someone tries to protect him, shields him from the walkers, and they get bit. I can see Jessie doing that, to be honest. Maybe they go to bite him, and she throws herself around him, protecting him, and she gets bit on the back or something. Also in that chain of people with Sam were Carl and Ron, and I didn't think those two would be holding hands going through walkers midway through this episode, because of course Ron ambushed Carl like an idiot, and he always chooses the most inopportune times, you know. Shit is going down. Can we save this for a time when, you know, when it's quiet, when you're not surrounded by walkers, when you're not surrounded by wolves? Jesus fucking Christ, this kid. But I think he gained some respect for Carl when Rick asked what happened in that room, and Carl didn't tell him. He just lied for him and protected him. And I think he, like I say, gained a bit of respect. But I don't think it was wise of Carl to say to Ron, your dad was an arsehole, when he just practically tried to kill him. You know, we know this kid holds a vendetta, and we know he wants to get some sort of vengeance. So maybe that wasn't the wisest choice of words. But then again, maybe Ron needed to hear the truth. Because let's be honest, Pete was an arsehole. And Ron calling Rick a killer, I think, like, at this point, I mean, there's a few exceptions like Glenn and such, but I think most people are killers at this point. I mean, a lot of people have had to kill to survive. It's either you or them sort of thing. And those who choose not to kill, 9 times out of 10 end up dead. I know Glenn is the exception, you know. He might not have been the exception if they chose not to bring him back to life. But, you know, Glenn is the exception. But, I don't know. I just hope this is the end of the spat with Ron. I hope that he sees that Carl hasn't got it in for him. The only reason Pete died was because he was an arsehole. And Rick, you know, was trying to do something to help the entirety of Alexandria. But something tells me Ron's not going to let this go. And this vendetta is going to resurface at some point. Finally, the other thing to happen in this episode, which really was a facepalm moment, was the whole Morgan and Wolf situation. I mean, we all saw it coming. I mean, I saw it coming a mile off. I'm sure you guys and girls did as well. It's just, I don't like how blind Morgan is. I mean, again, we saw his backstory with Eastman. I know what he went through, but a man that is sitting there saying, I'm going to kill you. No, you're not going to help me. I'm going to do whatever. And I know Morgan wants to help him, but I feel like Morgan is a little deluded by this wanting to help other people. Not to say he shouldn't help people. I mean, I keep saying this, I keep going over it, but I feel like he should help people, just the right people. That a man who scratches a W into his forehead, I think is too far gone. I don't think there's any helping him. And just from the way he was speaking, the dead look in his eyes, there has to be that line drawn. And because Morgan wanted to hang on to that, you know, all life is precious philosophy, it could get Denise killed. I mean, it could have got Carol killed at one point as well. It could have even got Morgan killed, because they were both unconscious on the floor. He had a knife, and he could have easily stabbed both of them. I mean, the wolf chose not to, so I guess you could say maybe Morgan was vindicated, because maybe the wolf has changed. Maybe he doesn't want to kill people anymore, because he never killed them, and we never even saw him kill Denise. Maybe he will change his mind and Morgan will be justified in what he did. But until I see that, I've still got to work on my own thoughts and feelings that Morgan is in the wrong. Owen, the wolf, has to die. He has to, because he's a danger to every single person. And by Morgan not doing anything, he's pretty much condemned Denise to death now. Because if the wolf doesn't kill her, I'm pretty sure the walkers will, because they're all about in that town, and I don't think she's savvy enough to get away from them all, because again, she's a character that's been sheltered in Alexandria. I just find it a little frustrating that Morgan can't see it like I see it. I mean, but then again, I guess that's what the character of Morgan is. He's someone to challenge your views, because if you're a viewer that's been watching this show for this long, you've probably adapted like me. You've started to get into the survival mindset, and you've started to, you know, become a bit more calculated, a bit more cold, a bit more callous. And I think they've deliberately put a character like Morgan in to challenge those views and make you realise how fucked up your point of view is now, and how much, you know, you've turned into a cold-blooded killer, so to speak, and how much, you know, even though you are doing it in the name of survival, it's still pretty fucked up what you're doing. Which is cool, I appreciate it, and I still like the Morgan character, don't get me wrong, I think he's really interesting. I just wish that, I don't know, that Carol had been able to get to the wolf before Morgan got there and, you know, sorted the situation before Morgan could have stopped it. But that's not how it goes down in The Walking Dead. They always bring us these moral dilemmas. And it's going to be interesting now seeing how Carol and how Morgan deal with it when they both wake up. And if Carol goes to Rick, if he, you know, gets out of the situation with that human chain walking through the walkers unscathed, how he'll react when he finds out from Carol what Morgan did. Or whether Morgan will change his philosophy now he sees what the wolf does, if he does indeed kill Denise. Like I say, it's just a whole fucked up situation, and I never want to see my team fight like that again. Carol and Morgan, I couldn't cheer on anyone because I like both characters. Even though I was more on Carol's side, I still don't want to see any harm come to Morgan, and it just sucks. It's my new favourite word in this show, it just sucks. And that was about it. I'm just so eager to get into the next episode to find out what does happen with Sam now. Now he's basically alerted the walkers. Like I say, no doubt people are going to die. Oh, actually, one more thing before I do wrap up. I forgot to mention Glenn seeing Maggie. I mean, that's a moment I've been waiting for, but Maggie hasn't seen Glenn. I need that locking of eyes. I need them to see each other. I need them to smile at one another. And I need them just to have that moment where they're happy again before something goes down. Because I still can't shake that feeling that the writers are going to do something to one of those two so we never have them together again. I don't know what it is. I feel like as a writer that's something I would do. Just to, you know, shake things up. But I guess I have to wait and see. It's probably me being a pessimist for once. You know, I always say I'm the optimistic one, but this time I'm being the pessimist. So fingers crossed they get together. Fingers crossed nobody dies with the whole Sam situation. And fingers crossed that wolf doesn't kill Denise and it all works out and the wolf changes his mind. He comes to his senses and Morgan proves me wrong. I can only hope. So until next time, guys and girls, thank you for watching as always. I really appreciate it. And until next episode, bye-bye. Thank you for watching The Walking Dead Weekend with me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. Also, if you've got any thoughts or theories about the episode, remember you can leave them in the comments section below. But please, no spoilers. If you'd like to support me even more than you do now, you can find me on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month you can take part in Patreon polls or even get early access to my videos. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter at TVandMeReacts, or you can subscribe.